Okay, we are officially recording, and I'll follow up with Patrick later, but I'll go ahead and gavel in the meeting at 5:32 p.m. Oh, there's Patrick. Patrick, you made it just in time. Um, I gavelled in the meeting at 5:32. Hello. I've been thinking all day about our check-in question, and I've had a few debates on this topic. So, uh, today's check-in question is: what is the go-to cereal? Personally, I think the go-to cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but that's just a personal opinion. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna pass it off to B because you're the square below me.
Hi everyone, Beatrice Gutierrez Malagon. I use she, her pronouns, coordinator for leadership, and one of two SGA Senate advisors. And the answer to the cereal question for me would be Trix. I'll pass it over to Mati.
Can you repeat the question? I stepped up for a minute. Favorite cereal. Let me introduce myself. Mati, SJ, Senator, she, her, hers. My favorite cereal would have to be cornflakes. And I'll pass it out to Reese.
Hello, my name is Reese. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a senator, and I haven't had cereal in a while, but I think it had to be Captain Crunch berries. It gotta be berries. And I'll popcorn it to Naila Benet.
Hi, I'm Naila Benet. I'm a senator. It's sophomore. Pronouns are she, hers. And I second Kai with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But my favorite cereal growing up was the like Marshmallow Treasures, but it's like closest to Lucky Charms. I think I might have been off brand, but like the equivalent would be Lucky Charms. I love marshmallow cereal so much. Has anyone tried that? Wait, I need to know. No?
Was it in a
I'll
blue
look into it.
box? I think it was in a blue box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it before. It was good. I think it's better.
Popcorn to Wendy.
Original.
Oh, I just realized my camera is like that. 1 second. Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm the assistant speaker, she, they pronouns. And I'm gonna have to go with
Oh, you're muted when you said your cereal, I think.
now. I love it here. Okay, perfect. I said Special K Red Berry for my cereal and Popcorn Maria.
Hello, my name is Maria. I'm a senator, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm gonna have to go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch as well. Popcorn Julius.
Hello, my name is Jewish Gale. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a sophomore psychology major. I'm also actually a senator. My favorite cereal is I haven't had cereal in like I don't know how long. I think the last one I just like the taste of was Fruit Loops with there was like marshmallows in it. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Minna.
Hi, my name is Minna. I'm a senator, she, hers pronouns, and I'm also gonna go with Fruit Loops. I'll popcorn to Patrick.
Hey, my name is Patrick Reed. I serve as a senator for the SGA. My pronouns are he, him, his. My go-to cereal is definitely gonna be Lucky Charms, no question. So sorry, and I popped corn to Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Victoria. I am SGA Senator. I mean, not Senator, I'm SGA Secretary. My pronouns are she, hers. And my cereal is definitely Frosted Flakes, for sure. I'll popcorn too. Who hasn't gone? Z?
I'm Z, J them. I'm a senator. My favorite cereal would be Captain Crunch.
Oh man, I wish I recorded everyone's cereal because there would be like a whole cereal tournament that I had planned if we were doing in person. But it's interesting to hear all your cereals because whenever I have this debate with anybody, Cinnamon Toast Crunch versus Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal is always like the two contenders. So I'm surprised that no one said Peanut Butter Cup. That was interesting. Anywho's, let me read the land acknowledgement by an adaptation from Dr. Jasmine Lee, the Director of Inclusive Excellence, stating, related to our value of inclusive excellence, we would like to acknowledge that UMBC is built on the native tribal lands of the indigenous Piscataway Conoy tribes. We acknowledge the painful history of forced removal from this territory, honor their history as cultivators of this land, and respect the many diverse indigenous peoples still connected to this land on which we gather, even if we're meeting virtually. Let's move on to the approval of the agenda. I'll copy and paste the agenda once more in the WebEx chat here. Today's meeting is relatively short and quick because one of our presenters rescheduled last second about winter session post-COVID being fully online, but that's for next week's topic. I don't know. Do y'all like the agenda? Is there a motion on the floor? Amendment, motion.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna try again. So move to approve the agenda.
Wonderful.
Second.
There's a second.
I
All right.
second, and can I also say something real quick?
Sure.
I invited a striver. His name is Nick. He's in here. Can he just introduce himself real quick? He had the wrong WebEx link, but I wanted him to like kind of feel this out and see if he liked the meetings.
Yeah, Nick. Hey, Nick.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick Gremfler. I'm a freshman at UMBC and a first-year ambassador. I met Naila Benet in the Strive Leadership Committee just recently in January. And I'm double majoring in poli-sci and history and minoring in Spanish. And I look forward to seeing how this meeting plays out. I've been to meetings before. I was appointed to the Academic Conduct Committee to act as the substitute. And then overall, I'm just really grateful that I'm able to come here and participate in the meetings. I know that they're open to the public, so that's nice. But again, thank you, Naila Benet, for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy you could join, Nick. Nick's going to be our future president. So, what is it, 2048, something like that. So vote for Nick. Yeah. Agenda got moved, agenda got passed. Minutes. I hope y'all had a chance to review the minutes. Thank you, Victoria. Always very fast. Very appreciative. Are there any amendments or is there a motion on the floor for the minutes?
Move to approve the minutes. Second.
And then we got a second. General consensus. I don't see any nodding heads or no. So pass with general consent. New business. All right. So interest in international subcommittees. I know a few of you reached out saying you were interested. I think that was Jessica. You were interested in both, and Nail Benet and Mario. You were interested in one of them. Yeah. Are there anybody else that is interested in partaking within these subcommittees? Okay. yeah, just let Wendy or I know, and we'll definitely connect you. I'm not sure. The info for the meeting times, he has not responded back to me, but it seems like it's tentative depending on everyone's schedule. But I'm not 100% certain of that because he did not respond to my email. Yep, I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, moving on. Short meeting. Let's talk about Senator Initiative updates at 5:42. I don't know. Let's go in alphabetical order. Jessica, would you like to start us off?
With initiatives? Oh, okay, cool. So basically, right after this meeting at 7, I'm meeting with the communications department. So we're gonna do that. Reese also sent me this cool like little like reflection worksheet that senators can do. Like we were debating over like when it could be filled out, but maybe during like the workshops on Sundays, just to reflect on like our progress with the initiative and maybe what we want to share on social media. Should we make like a weekly update post and stuff? So thank you, Reese. So I'll definitely be using that slash also with any other brainstorming ideas I come up with the department. Other stuff. I guess like this is like my and Mana's update for leadership scholarship, but basically we have a timeline of getting our research done by the 6th, and then Rashad is going to have a meeting with someone about that, so that will hopefully have some progress there. But yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, let us know how your meeting goes through WebEx Teams if you want, but looking forward to it. Julius.
Okay. So I met with Miss Kelly Kyber. I hope that's how you pronounce her name. And she's basically the leader of the undergraduate ambassador program at UMBC. She works in the Office of Admissions. And our meeting was just about going over my proposal and hearing our thoughts on it. Also had a slight appearance of Miss Lisa Romeo, who is kind of like, I think she's the director of Office of Admissions, I think, but she's high up there. And basically, through that meeting, we talked about what she thought of the proposal, gave me some suggestions, things to do from here. Admissions seems to be on board with it. That's what I gathered from that meeting. Big thing they talked about was just trying to make sure the proposal distinguished itself from other previous organizations on campus. And then from there, we also talked about like which college majors to go talk to first, co-ed, and wow, how did I forget the other one just now? The engineering and just those two will possibly be the best one, because especially one of the deans, I think his name is Dr. Bozeman. That might be misremembering his name. This seems to be very receptive to new ideas, and they already kind of have something going on. And I think that would probably be my first dean I would talk to first. Also, she pitched the idea to talk to Dr. Nancy Young about this. All of this, of course, after they have their meeting, which they'll get back to me about their thoughts on it in depth before spring break, hopefully. That's what they told me. So for now, I think my next plan of action is just more revisement of the proposal, and then proceeding to possibly stage a meeting with Dr. Bozeman or Dr. Nancy Young next. It depends.
Yeah, sounds wonderful, Julius. I would if you do schedule with a meeting with Dr. Young, I would try to do it ASAP through her secretary. Because I know Dr. Young is a very, very busy person. So I think like 2 to 3 weeks notice of like having a meeting. So I would try to get that in as soon as you could. I lost my list, so I don't know the alphabetical order anymore. Naila Vinay, do you mind going next?
Yeah, so for my cultural org initiative, the first post was posted today for Music Mondays. I think I saw Fast's video. It was actually really good. So make sure y'all go check that out on the Instagram IGTV slot on the page. And that's wrapping up. Thank God. Like, it's literally been such a long time since I've been doing this. And then the only thing after that is the Lead Her Shop with B.
Yeah, I'm happy to see this come into fruition finally with the social media. Mati.
All right. So first and foremost, I had gotten in contact with Mr. Teague about the trans initiative stuff, sending him the roadmap that Reese has sent to me. I'm still to hear back from him, so I'm waiting for that one. And then after that, I got in contact with Michelle from comms department, and also got in contact with Cyber from the market strategies. And so I've set up an appointment with them. I'm going to talk about like basically promoting the UMBC transit like to the student populations, like just getting the word out about how we're planning to expand the shuttle routes and the various areas in which we want the new routes to be. So that's a second. And the third thing was well, I got in contact with Zach, and actually I got an FYA who will be helping me now with my initiative, and so that's one good thing. And so I'll be setting an appointment with him by the end of the week to actually get that down. So that's basically it for me.
Dope. Step. Reese.
So in terms of grit view, after speaking with Canvas and also Nathaniel, we've realized that like just due to the nature of the platform and the kind of content it hosts, it's just a hard partnership to get into because we're like an institution and they're a private third party, whatever. So like basically we can advertise it like as individuals, but not as senators, not as SGA. So I've joined his team, but like that's just on an individual level. I'm working with him to update stuff and do stuff like that. So I'll probably just bring updates, but it'll just be like announcements, not as anything SGA related. And then also the director of executive initiatives, Logan, his brother is a freshman who's running for Senate. So, and he's also a computer science major. So I've started to kind of like talk to him to see if he could perhaps take over SGA apps in the future. So I'm trying to write down what projects I've done and what could be done in the future and like just various kind of materials to get people started. Or if anyone else wants us to get started in this year, would be nice too. And then as for the in conclusion courtyard with Marshad, Candace Dawson-Reed said that she would take a look at it, and then give us questions later. So did Dr. Lee by the end of this week, I think she said. So no updates really, but like we're still crossing our fingers, but hoping.
Yeah, I think only positive things are going to come out of it. That conversation with Dr. Lee and oh gosh, her name's I just slipped my mind. That person. Yes. But with the grid.io, the way I see it, as long as it like benefits the community, I like full forward with it. So although officially we can't endorse it through SGA, I think it's a positive thing to endorse it. Always gotta plug it. Thanks, Reese. Wendy.
Hi everyone. First of all, I just wanted to say sorry I missed the initiative workshop. I had to deal with something that came up at home, but I have a few updates. So I talked to Brandon about what he knew regarding ASL classes at UMBC, and he said that he wasn't too sure other than like the Retriever article that he was part of a couple years back, but he did point me to May Vader, who's a student that I'm going to try to contact about it just to see like what the process of getting language credit from CCPC was like. And then for the anti-prison labor initiative, sorry, Patrick, I didn't update you, but I found out last minute that there's a working group that actually started meeting a couple weeks ago, led by Ryan Gunnison, who's a student. And I went to that meeting on Friday and I found out that they've been talking to some people from UMD. I think Dr. K from the Honors College is on it, so she's currently there on like the faculty side, but we were talking about possibly making this into an actual student org just for money reasons, but also like visibility. So I actually had a question. I don't know if you guys know this or if I should reach out to Michelle directly, but what is comms allowed to endorse in terms of like social media stuff? Because like I know this is an initiative that I'm working on in like an SGA capacity, but like are we allowed to be like, yeah, no thank you to like prison labor? Does that have like consequences?
I am not entirely sure, but I think a way to do that is my always go to is resolution, because you can kind of like advocate saying, hey, we passed this resolution and they have the SGA Senate, we do support this. So that's an idea that came to me, but in all honesty, I'm not 100% certain. I don't know.
Okay, I will ask Candace during my one-on-one with her. But yeah, right now we've just been talking about like next steps for organizing, and I'm planning to like reach out to the SGAs of other schools within USM just to see if like they're currently working on anything related to this topic, just so we're not like all like fractured and working on the same thing. So hopefully that goes well. I know there's also another working group under I3B's Inclusion Council, and Dr. K was telling me about how Chris Steele's part of that, so I'm gonna send an email and see if I can join their meetings.
Cool. No doubt. Making good strides. Mario.
So last week I went to like an international/transfer student outreach. That was just like a space where both of those like subgroups could come, like students from both of those subgroups could come and like talk about their concerns. And so from that meeting, we organized like I guess like a group chat of specific groups of students that wanted to work on this issue. And so we are going to be meeting like sometime this week too, because they have like a really long list of ideas that are issues regarding transfer students and international students on campus. And I mean, we can't tackle all of them at once. So we're going to be meeting this week to hone in on like a specific area or specific idea that we can like start with and then move on from there. And I think that's it in terms of initiative updates.
Okay. When is your meeting?
I'm waiting for them to fill out like our when to meet.
Sorry, I got lost in thought. It happens. It's Monday. Thanks, Mario. I hope the meeting is productive, and I guess you can't really do much until like y'all meet, because that's the whole purpose of brainstorming. Mati, you already went, didn't you? Mena.
Hi, so most of you already heard this at the workshop, but basically I got Dining Sustainability to agree to be the drop-off location for composting, and I'm working with the Office of Sustainability for them to help us with the outreach portion of the initiative, just to like get students into okay, no problem, Wendy. So we're just working. I'm working on with the Office of Sustainability for the outreach and education portion, and Kayla from there is also going to be helping me, like knowing all the information that I need to and getting the right bags. And yeah, it should be hopefully. Or like the goal is to get the compost started before spring break, but I think we can do it this semester. So as long as we can pilot it, that will be really good to see. And Kai has been helping me so much with this, so I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoy helping. And let me know if you need help with the SL for the allocation process for the bags.
You already know I'm going to, so thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
I
reach
got
out when I need to.
definitely. Yay, they accepted. Thanks, Mana. Patrick.
Hey, so this week was pretty crazy for me. I was moving out, so I didn't get a lot of work done. I did continue updating the JR that I hope to introduce next week, and I definitely want to. I need to get back in touch with Wendy, and we can coordinate on some different things moving forward. But I apologize for being sort of out of touch this week or this past week.
All good, all good, all good. If you want the JR to be introduced for next week's meeting, be sure to send it to me before Saturday. Because after Saturday, I would have to amend it. I mean, it can still be added, it just has to be amended, so it's no problem. But
You got it. Thanks, Kai.
bet. Thanks, Patrick and Z.
Good. We have a specific date for the Health and Wellness Fair. It's April 7th. I got UHS, NAMI, and the Counseling Center on board. I'm waiting to hear back from the Women's Center, OEI, and the LGBT Student Union.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm actually gonna put this down on my list. You said April 7th. Do you have the time set or
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2? All right. Cool. Have you sent out a comms request form to put that out on social media?
I'm hoping to do that this week.
Cool. See, y'all are making strides. Very proud. Snaps. I want to reiterate. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm saying. Words are hard, but I just wanted to say that your work is being seen and appreciated, and you are doing a bunch of hard work. Yes, reiterate. That's a word. Mondays. I've been awake for 32 hours, so we're kind of out here. 32 hours, I think. Okay. That's our Senate initiative updates. Are there any SGC updates?
Yeah, so a few hours ago, Sarah Hansen emailed me back about landscape and stewardship. So I already told her that I wanted to be one of the undergraduate student representatives back in the fall when I first reached out, and they were not active. But now she's trying to reactivate the committee, and there's going to be a meeting sometime between March 23rd and March 30th, depending on everyone's availability. So it'll be me and one other representative. So I asked about what we should know, and she said it might be helpful if you have some level of interest in environmental stewardship. And for the upcoming meeting in a few weeks, it's a request from the Office of Facilities Management to see if we could get feedback on some soccer and lacrosse stadium updates and some stream restoration work. So if that sounds interesting to anyone, just let me know, preferably by actually, how about right now? Yeah, I feel like that's easiest. So if anyone isn't on an SGC or if anyone's free, it should have just maybe 2 more meetings before the semester ends. So it's not a huge time commitment.
Do you have days and times?
Monty, no, we don't. It'll be based on everyone's availability, so I can have your schedule taken into account. She just said there's going to be a meeting between March 23rd and March 30th.
Okay. Because the SGM will meet once a month. So with that one, if it's the time is flexible, I can fit into my schedule and I can attend it.
Okay, everyone else has an SGC, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I've assigned one to you all. Reese? Wait, Reese, do you have an SGC? I know you don't like them. Hi, okay. Can I ask you to be on this then? Wow, not even worth the unmute. Just kidding. Okay, thank you, Reese. I will let Sarah Hansen know. And then I don't really have any like formal SGC updates, but for Folio, um, for Folio, we are forming like a subcommittee to just talk about student engagement in classes because we've mostly been talking about like the professor side. So I'm on like a subgroup working on like best practices, and I might do some more outreach just to see like what kind of problems people are facing in classes.
This isn't an update, but I realized that I can't make the IT steering committee that meeting that's on Monday. So, do you know like the process for me like getting an FYA representative or somebody from Senate to go?
When?
What time?
Give me one sec. Okay, so it is Monday, March 8th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
I can go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll email you the link and everything.
All right. See, when I don't hate SGCs.
You only like the IT one.
I do want to say, Nick, if you are interested, you are more than welcome to be a part of these SGCs as well. I believe so, right? As long as they're open, it's a member representative from SGA, preferably Senate. But Nick, you are more than welcome to join a meeting if you are interested in. So, for the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just let Wendy or I know, and we'll. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Thanks, Monty. About SGCs or share governance.
Is that directed towards me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to confirm. Yeah, so what exactly does that entail with like all these different programs in particular?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
One of the benefits of, or not benefits, the purpose of shared governance is that students and have equal vote and say in any committee. So for example, I'm going to use the Landscape and Stewardship Committee. If last time I was in that meeting, we were talking about possibility of having goats come to campus to help eradicate the invasive species of some kind of vine that was taking over the outskirts of UMBC. And we were like, is that worth the money? And faculty, staff, and students, there were equal number of representatives in that committee, and we all had equal votes saying, hey, I think we should do this. I don't think we ever did this, but that's essentially the idea of it. So your voice is heard and is mattered through the vote. Could you imagine? Honestly, I think that'll be dope. The idea came from Towson. That's where Towson actually went through with it. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, definitely be interested in that.
Yeah. We can connect later, and I can tell you all the different kinds of. There's so many subcommittees and committees like out the wazoo, but well, I feel free to connect, and I'll talk about it more and see which ones you are interested in if you want to join. But thanks, Nick. I have an announcement, or not. It kind of blends with the share governance announcements as well as announcements. This is a message I have to relay out to. it's so not good news. So it seems like for the fall of 2019, 2021, free hour is going to be canceled. Free hour is actually going to be either canceled or moved to 4 to 5 p.m. and as well as adult learners and graduate students will most likely have classes on the weekends. So it's kind of messy. Yeah, there's a no, it's not a joke. When I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, Julius heard this too.
Yes, they're probably going to confirm it next with the actual results next classroom committee meeting, which is actually in March. So we'll probably find out probably after spring break the actual decision.
And the moving the free hour to 4 to 5 was their idea of since they're increasing in-person classes, having less spread super spreader event through classes, which I think is another thing is that there is a possibility of the break time between each in-person class will be 45 minutes for some reason. Take that with a grain of salt because nothing is confirmed. This is just most likely. Meal plan is being increased significantly, as well as the athletics fee is going to be increased significantly. Rashad is going to be presenting this presentation and his point to, I believe it would be towards Dr. Lee and a few other members. So, well, 2021, yay. Yeah, are there any announcements? I'm going to say this right this time. I'm going to reiterate that be your one-on-ones with us are this week. Snap, snap, snap. Are there any other announcements that you want to vocal?
Oh, sorry, I have one. So for SRC, we set the deadline to Friday, March 5th at 11:59 p.m. So if yours aren't on the spreadsheet, just make sure to move them. I have to move mine actually. But yeah, no limit your
Yeah, I was gonna make an announcement about the initiative workshops. So, oh wait, Patrick, when did you raise your hand?
Just a second ago, but you go first. I'll have mine at the end.
Oh, okay. I did not see that, so I felt kind of bad. So about the initiative workshops, so I'm not going to be really on top of y'all about it because it is just something we do every 2 weeks. But if you can't go, just let me know beforehand because it's kind of awkward when we show up and then there's five or six people missing, and it kind of makes it awkward to collaborate and talk about other initiatives if there's only 4 people there. So it's no big deal if you miss one, as long as you tell me beforehand. I know some people have reached out to me and explain that sometimes they won't be there. So just either DM me or go on WebEx Teams and just be I'm not going, and it'll be fine. But I do want to know before the meeting happens if you're not going to be there.
Oh, Wendy, where are we moving it from the spreadsheet to? Where do you want us to move it to?
Just making sure everything's on the spreadsheet because I've seen a lot of people using the Google Forms still, which I closed. And then
okay.
mine all disappeared for some reason. I think someone accidentally deleted them. So I've been using a separate doc with Aaliyah. So yeah, just make sure your responses are there.
Patrick.
Hey, so I did want to talk real quick about the athletics fee, and I just kind of wanted to kind of get a pulse, gauge the room, and just kind of see if people are really pissed off about this, just kind of pissed off, don't know what I'm talking about, and do not care, because I do think that if it does come to oh we actually need to show that we're upset about this, that it's important that we all sort of are already upset about it or know what's going on, And so I just wanted to see, like, if you're like really upset about this, yeah, like moderately upset, like that's fair. So just got some moderately upsets. Yeah, cool. Okay. I was just curious. I've been talking to Rashad. This is something I did want to kind of note is like, we are like in terms of in the nation, like in terms of Division I schools, we are one of the highest out of like 200 schools. We're like number like I think it's either number 8 or number 11 in terms of how much we pay for athletics and like all love, but it's like our basketball team is great and like swimming's pretty good, but other than that, it's like I don't really know anything about what our sports do. And so it's like we pay a lot for like sports that I don't. And again, I could be alone in that, but given some of my other oh wow, yeah, that we don't even win like that. Exactly. That's kind of what I was.
That was not supposed to be in caps. That came off really, really bad. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, so I just thought everyone should just sort of have a gauge on how upset you're feeling. And if you're not upset at all, ignore me right now. But if you are upset, and this does go through, it is something to keep in the back of your mind as we go forward to try to maybe organize against. So yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick, for bringing that up. Personally, I think it's absurd, but that is my personal opinion. And if worse comes to worse, we can have an SGA opinion, Senate opinion.
To be honest, I think the reason for this is that UMBC we just don't have any revenue coming from the athletes ourselves, since we are not a very like spirited school when it comes to sports, especially this year. And we don't even have a football team, so we don't get any money from like all of these. It's just ridiculous that UMBC is holding ourselves to the same standard as D1 players and other like schools that have the revenue and have the student population to be getting revenue. So it's coming out of our own pocket, and that's at this point I don't know what to do. Like I understand UMBC's position a bit because they want to you want UMBC to be this vision, but it's not fair that the students have to pay for the price, especially since I don't know. What do you guys like also think this could be because of?
I can speak on this. I've spoken about this last week to a few other senators. I think the big thing that's causing this is just COVID-19 as a whole, like halting. People have to pay fees and things like that. But another big thing is I think this the rack and its construction. Having a background in construction, I can see that if something is delayed, there's a lot of cost that comes to that because usually they have a certain setup of budgeting and things like that they have to stick to. And if it's something like this gets delayed, yes, it's windy basically because of that. And things like health now comes into play. You got to pay the workers the same price, and the construction companies aren't lowering their prices whatsoever. Despite this, they're not going to do it. Especially something like from a college and building a rack, stuff like that. It's not going to happen. So I think the increase really does come from just the rack not being finished yet. I am not in no means justifying this. It's pretty absurd in my opinion. But like I said, we're not elite D1. We're not Duke. We're not at school like that. So we shouldn't have an athletic fee that high, especially an increase like this. But
The thing is,
if they're going to hit you with that, oh, sorry.
No, Julie, I interrupted you. Continue.
Yeah, but I'm just going off of what they're going to probably tell us. If we say, why is this so high? They will probably say something along the lines of that.
They actually did. Like basically, one of the reasons why they had to increase it was because of the is this the UMBC loans? I don't know if it's the event center or again the rack construction, but apparently the loans have made it so that they have to like charge extra for students. But again, I just don't. The thing is, it was already a high fee in like just 2 years ago, before COVID, before any of this. It was already like a really high fee. So I think we've always just like I don't know, the way we accepted it so easily, it was crazy. It was honestly, it wasn't until Marshall brought it up that I was like, yeah, wait, why? Like, I didn't even know that we were one of the highest one of the highest athletic fees for student fees across the public schools in America. Like, what, we were number 8. Like, that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, I feel like people can justify this increase all they want, and like financially speaking, I guess it like makes sense if they're like balancing out the budget, but it's like we didn't get to this point just out of nowhere. Like every year or every couple of years, there must have been these like incremental increases that people didn't speak up about. And I just feel like the fact that we're literally in a pandemic, we're not really like bringing in money. Like there's so many other things that we could use that money for. Like there's also a reason why the meal plans for spring break cost so much because we can't like afford to pay students to like get their basic needs met. So I just feel like I want to like at least speak up about it. So Mena, I'm really excited to see like what happens in that meeting that you and Rashad have.
Yeah, this is
And
oh, I'm sorry.
I want to say, like, I know some athletes that are in season right now and like that have practice, and even they kind of feel like their season is a waste of time because their practice is to like go play a school that either cancels a game because of COVID at the end, or it's like no one goes to the game because of COVID. So they kind of feel like them being on campus and then practicing and being there during this time like is actually pointless. So us paying for it is even more pointless.
And if I could, like, I don't know how everyone else feels about this. I just know how I feel about it. But like the fact that we pay like for other people's tuitions, like still kind of blows me away a little bit. And it's like, especially like in Rashad, what Rashad brought up in the Slack, or I guess that was sorry the WebEx teams, um, like that he has it's like 30 extra shifts for him to pay for like this fee that just like goes to like the rack, yeah, but like also like other people's like scholarships and everything. So I mean, I understand like that money's got to come from somewhere, but it's like I feel like people like Rashad who like are working their way through college shouldn't be the ones who bear that burden for like other students.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like obviously if athletes like have their own like financial need or stuff like that, then that's like totally valid. But there's a lot of people who probably don't even need that full ride and the money could go towards people who do.
Sorry, I'm just like trying to catch up with the chat here. Um, yes, this is a little, no, not a little. This is out there. And I'm actually interested in what the graduate students think because I believe that their tuition is also part of the same ordeal as well. And I also want to gather some opinions and input from athletic students because what you brought up, Nail Benet, that hasn't come across my mind until what you just said now. So maybe it's an angry translator. Um, it is 6:20, but I think this is a great discussion. So if you like, if we would want to continue with this discussion, I'm more than okay with it. But I know we are 10 minutes ahead of the agenda schedule, although this is a short meeting. So I'm gonna go with Patrick's poll. Do we want to continue with this discussion? Patrick says name. Wendy gave me a thumbs up. Julius gave me a thumbs up. I don't. What's a thumbs up represent?
I'm good to continue talking.
Okay, got two. He says, "Can we pull?" Yeah. How do you do a poll again? Let's sit here and read.
Sadly, I have to go because I have a class, but it was an absolute pleasure being with you guys, and I look forward to communicating with you all in the future.
Yeah, thanks, Nick, for attending and joining, and I look forward to talking more with you in the future.
Bye,
Sure.
Nick.
Okay, thank you all. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
Have fun in class.
Thank you.
Jessica, you asked in the chat, you're curious about possible next tangible steps. I'm not entirely sure because it's still up in the air. So can take advantage of that time. And I know Murshad's, I don't know if you're going to be attending that meeting, Mano, but I know Murshad will be giving his input and 2 cents on it with Lisa on Friday. Gathering
Yes,
students.
we're actually meeting with a couple of I think we're meeting with I think there's like 4 people come to the meeting, and so including the director of the athletics and
Right.
recreation fees. So we'll keep you guys updated from there. And yeah, I don't really have much to say right now, just because we have to like ask our questions and see why this is really necessary, and if there's actually a way to reduce it during the meeting. So we'll be like, that's basically where most action is going to happen.
Yeah, do you think it would be beneficial to reiterate Jessica's comment here to use our personal social media outreach and gather student opinions?
The thing is, I don't know if you guys seen the meme page, but that's basically where a lot of the responses and like student input was coming from. So we do have like data on that, and like again, we're gonna there's also gonna be an article from the Retrievers. They're gonna do something about this. But me and Marshad thought it was best to wait until Friday, just so like we can understand some of the actual like facts before we start like dragging the school. So yeah, but we're definitely gonna be, if depending on that, we're definitely gonna be incorporating more social media and just trying to reach as many students as possible after this, if we really do think that there's something that could reduce these fees.
Yeah, just keep us updated with what happens, because I'm very interested in what they have to say and the outcome of this meeting. Yes,
for sure. And thank you for telling me to reach out to the graduate students, because they're actually all part of the SF student fee advisory. Like every population is represented, and I completely forgot that the graduate students also have to pay this fee. So I will actually be reaching out to the representative of that to see if he can also get the graduate students to like start taking part of this conversation as well.
Yeah, my go-to for graduate population would be Samantha Fries. Is that how you pronounce her last name? She's the acting president of GSA.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Are there any last minute comments or anything y'all want to say?
I had a question related to what Jessica was saying about social media outreach from our like personal accounts. So like, since everything is still like kind of being discussed, would we be allowed to like put like a poll on Instagram stories or like get people to comment just for like the sake of hearing voices and stuff? Because I know what Jessica did that really helped me for Folio. She used her Instagram to ask a bunch of questions and had like a suggestion box for things related to online learning and then just like SJ in general. And I was able to take that information to Dr. Sarah Shin, who's the chair of Folio. So I was wondering if we'd be like allowed to at least like start that conversation while things are being decided.
I believe it could be like a good thing. I'm not sure if it should be as like a personal outreach, like you as a concerned student, instead of being an SGA senator outreach. But IMO, in my opinion, I would support doing that as a personal thing for the time being.
So instead, do you think like if I made like a Qualtrics thinks I finally figured it out, would that be like more legit? Do you think like administrators would take it personal? Yes, Qualtrics, Jessica.
I would say so. Yeah, I think they would take it more seriously. I learned about biases when creating that Qualtrics. Would it be a good thing to have the template blank, or would it be beneficial to have the UMBC header? Because I think it's automatically the UMBC header.
I mean, I don't know if that makes like a huge difference because it is like us talking about like, oh, do you mean like from us? Like I would do SGA header.
In SGA header. Yeah. Me.
Okay, thanks. Because I feel like that would be taken a little bit more seriously than like a meme on the NBC meme page.
Yeah, it's like an official account. I agree. Yeah, Wendy, feel free to add me as a collaborator on that Qualtrics survey because I actually just learned how to do Qualtrics. Thanks, Psych 312. Yeah.
So for brainstorming questions, I can start a Google Doc and drop it in the WebEx team so we can all sort of collaborate and make sure we cover all of our bases with the Qualtrics thing.
Perfect. Yes, because I know Qualtrics doesn't do like Google Drive, does like in time collaboration. It's like one at a time thing. So, yeah, Wendy, do you mind setting that up and we can start working on that through our own time? Cool. Let's get this all done by Friday. And then I have something from Rashad. That sounds tangible. I believe we can get it done before Friday, or by Friday.
So this is just to get more student feedback, right?
Yeah, or as in terms of like an official account.
Okay. Okay. For the thing is, I kind of do want you guys to wait until Fridays so we can actually have like more of the facts.
Yeah.
Only because we do have survey, like we got like 110 students respond on the Facebook thing, and we have a lot of their like comments, like an input on this, so to use for the presentation that we're gonna be giving on Friday. And again, I kind of don't, I just don't want to like say anything that's like that's not actually factually right, if that makes sense, before like, because we are gonna be like kind of attacking UMBC when we do this. So I wanted to wait until we hear what they had to say about it and like really understand more of it, and then I feel like we can like start making it more official with all the SGA websites and everything else. But yeah, I really would love any help on this, especially because this involves all of us.
Of course. This is a Senate effort. Yeah, for the time being, it's just all brainstorming. But definitely keep us posted. All right, and with that, is there anything else anyone would like to add? I got a smiley face. Okay. Great discussion, everyone. With that, I will gavel the meeting, or yeah, I'll gavel out the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Great discussion, everyone. I thought that was very productive, and thank you, Patrick, for speaking up about that, because it led to this brainstorm session. My pleasure, my treasure. I'm a treasure. Okay. I have a checkout question ready at hand. So feel free to just like shout it out there.
Stop recording. You should stop recording first.
Yes, that is an excellent point.